Yes. So, you know, back to what I left off. Dirty Boss Karen go to Miss Dr. W and tell him like, she has came to me and expressed her feelings, and if you are doing what you're doing, please stop doing it because she doesn't feel comfortable, and it's looking like you're doing intentional. So so I guess he was really upset about it. I didn't care because I'm like, I'm gonna speak up for myself. If somebody's doing something to me and it's not right, and I see that I could stand up for myself, then I am. So back to Dirty Boss now. So Dirty Boss would come in sometimes. Sometimes that woman did dangerous. She would wear her clothes like, say today Monday, and by Wednesday she back in the same clothes. And I'm like, Karen, you wore that Monday. She's like, yeah, I know, but I'm too lazy to do laundry. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Karen is on a roll. She don't play. So I'm like, Karen, can you cook? She said no. I said, who cooked? She said her husband. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. That's nice that your husband knows how to cook, but you as a female, you should know how to cook at least to help him out so it's not so stressful. She's like, well, he could do it. So one day she come in and she looked very sad and down, and so I was like, Karen, are you okay? And she's like, no, something's going on. So I was like, what's going on? Just, you could talk to me. And she's like, my husband has a best friend and he's a male. So I was like, okay, let's call this best friend called Mr. Demore. So Mr. Demore, Karen stated that Mr. Demore would always be at her house whenever she's not home with her husband. So I was like, okay, so what you and your husband, best friend, be doing like when you're all three, you get together? They're like, oh, we just talk, we cook, we eat and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so do you know what Mr. Demore and your husband, Mr. P, is doing when you're not there? She's like, yeah, they will constantly cook together. And the other day, I couldn't believe it, but he actually bought my husband a matching apron for cooking because they're always cooking so much. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, girl, because you're not cooking for your husband, and Mr. P seem like he's more satisfied with Mr. DeMille cooking with him than you, because you're not playing your part that you're supposed to be playing. So I'm like, this woman is crazy. She would express to me that she feel like the husband be paying him too much attention, and not only that, but the best friend, Mr. Demore, would act jealous at times when she comes home, and she's like, Mr. Demore is constantly at my house, and I'm like,